Hey Distinction students, welcome to Legal System Part 3. So in Part 2 we looked at a lot of things. Now in our Part 3 we are going to look at the rights of a suspect at pre-trial, trial and post-trial stage. So trial, that is the day when the suspect is taken to court. Now pre-trial, this is the stage before being taken to court. Post-trial is after the suspect has been taken to court. That is post-trial. Post means after, so after trial. That is the meaning. So we are going to look at the rights that this suspect has, because at this point in time, this person is being called the suspect. He or she has not been proven by the law to say they committed a crime. And as you know, everyone is innocent until proven guilty by the law. So let us look at the rights that the suspect has. So every Zambian's right to liberty is guaranteed in Article 13 of the Zambian Constitution. We all have the right to liberty. However, liberty may be taken away from a person who has committed a crime or is about to commit a crime. So the liberty of that person will be taken away from him or her by taking that person to police custody. So the police will be allowed to arrest that person, or in short, police have got power to arrest that person, meaning they have taken away their right to liberty. So now, what rights does the suspect have at that particular time? So firstly, we have the right that we call arrest without warrant. Arrest without warrant. Police officers can only arrest a person upon producing a warrant of arrest. Now, we are saying arrest without warrant. There are some cases in which the police officer can arrest without a warrant of arrest. These cases are called cognizable offenses. Cognizable offenses. Cognizable offenses are wrong acts which can easily be identified as crimes. For example, a police officer sees a junkie or any person snatching a purse from a woman on the street. Police officer sees people fighting. That police officer can arrest those people without even producing a warrant of arrest. So that is arrest without warrant. Then arrest with warrant. There are some special cases which only need the warrant of arrest for the suspect to be arrested. Among these cases, we have official corruption, fraud, common assault, desertion of children, and other crimes. Because see, when someone reports me to the police to say, oh, Mr. Gilbert was practicing corruption, when the police officers come to arrest me, how sure are they going to be that I am the one they are looking for? So they should provide a warrant of arrest. This is what is in the law. Detention for questioning. Detention for questioning. So this right states that no one can be arrested minus committing a crime. For you to be arrested and be taken to the police custody, you must have committed a crime. In the past, I think you are aware of this. They used to arrest relatives of the suspect. If at all the suspect runs away, they were arresting the relatives, maybe the mother or the father or the brother, so that that suspect can come back. But according to the law that we have now, such things are not allowed. Such things cannot happen. You can only be arrested if you yourself has committed a crime. Then compensation for false imprisonment. A person who has been wrongly arrested or wrongly jailed can sue the state through the Attorney General for compensation. They arrest you without a warrant, then at the end of the day, they find that you are not the one they were looking for. You can sue the state through the Attorney General. Attorney General is a legal representative of the state. Apart from that, we also have interrogation. So under interrogation, this is where police officers are allowed to ask questions to the suspect. However, those suspects are under no obligation to answer. What do I mean? Even if those people do not give the police officers the information they need, police officers are not allowed to use any form of force in order to obtain information. Article 15 of the Zambian Constitution says, no human, this is the Bill of Rights I'm quoting here, no human shall be subjected to torture or any inhuman treatment or any degrading treatment. So the police officers are not allowed to use any form of force in order to obtain information from the suspect. We also have the judge's rule. The judge's rule requires the police officers to remind the suspect of his or her right to remain silent, or else whatever he or she will say or do will be used or may be used as evidence against him or her in the courts of law. Then the law of bail. What is bail? So bail is the sum or the amount of money paid by the suspect or the accused, assuring the court that this person will appear before the court on the day of trial. So here you need two sureties, two people to represent you there. These days they need government workers. But if you are a respected member of the society, for example, a president or an MP, those people do not need sureties. That is the law of a bail. Now, rights of a suspect at trial stage. So these rights that we are talking about are for the suspect before being taken to court. Now, rights of a suspect at trial stage. The suspect is in court now. So at trial stage, the suspect has three basic rights. The main rights. One, the defendant. So here we have two terms, the defendant and the complainant. Defendant is that person who has been accused of committing a crime. Then the person who is accusing the other is known as the complainant. So defendant is innocent until proven guilty by the law. Defendant is innocent until proven guilty by the law. The second right is the burden of proof. The burden of proof is based on the statement, he who alleges must prove. He who alleges must prove. So it requires the prosecution or the complainant to provide evidence. For the case. Then standard of proof talks about the weight of the evidence provided by the prosecution. It states that the evidence provided by the prosecution must be beyond all reasonable doubts. It must be beyond all reasonable doubts. So these are the three basic rights of the suspect at trial stage. Now, we also have some other rights of the suspect at the same trial stage. The first one is fair trial and impartial judge. You need to have a fair trial and unbiased or fair judge. That's why if as a judge you know that you've got an interest in a certain case, you are allowed to rescue yourself or to excuse yourself from the case. Right to speedy and public trial. Justice denied is justice delayed. This means that not having a speedy trial is same as not just having the trial. You see, that's how it is. So you need to have a speedy and public trial. The right to silence. When the prosecution is providing evidence or when the prosecution is explaining, raising matters against the defendant, the defendant has the right to remain silent. You are in court. No, that is not what I did. No, you are not supposed to answer there in court. You have the right to remain silent. Protection against double jeopardy. So double, as you know, double means two. a person cannot be tried for a case that he or she has been acquitted. For example, a person was tried of murder. Then at the end of the day, the prosecution comes back and says, even manslaughter was there. The prosecution must choose in the first place whether to try that person on murder or manslaughter. They should try one. Not in the same case, they try that person for two cases. Just within the same case, they try the person on two cases. That is not possible. The suspect has the right to protection against double jeopardy. So you choose. If it's manslaughter, okay, let's try him for manslaughter. Let's try him for murder. That's like that. Protection against ex post facto law. Ex post facto law. So ex post, this is a Latin word. It's a Latin word. It means the law cannot be backdated. The law cannot be backdated. This means that a person cannot be tried for a case which was not prohibited by the Constitution before that case was committed or before that crime was committed. What am I talking about here? Look, for example, the Constitution was amended in 2016. Now, let's say before 2016, there was no law that was abolishing, maybe let me say, defilement. There was no law in the Constitution that was abolishing defilement. Then I commit defilement in 2014. Yeah. Let me say I committed defilement in 2014. Then in 2016, you put a law in the Constitution that says defilement is prohibited. 25 years in prison. And then you remember that, oh, Gilbert committed defilement as well. And then you say, oh, we are going to use this law against him. That is not possible. The law cannot be backdated. You can't try me of that case. It wasn't a crime at that particular time. It was not written in the Constitution. Then right to cross-examine the witnesses. The defendant has got the right to ask the witnesses of the prosecution, oh, you've said you saw me. How? Where? When? The defendant has got that right of asking the prosecution's witnesses. Then right to attorney. Right to attorney. Attorney is a lawyer. So in some cases, such as murder, aggravated robbery, treason, and others, where you need a lawyer, and you find that you are not able to afford one, the country or the state is supposed to provide a lawyer who is called the attorney to represent you there. Actually, it is supposed to be for free. This one is the government lawyer. Is everything clear so far?
Yes, sir.
Now, rights of the suspect at post-trial stage, after trial now. So one, this person has got the right to appeal. You have the right to appeal. If you are not satisfied with the court ruling, you have the right to appeal to the superior courts. Right not to be tried for a criminal offense which he or she has been pardoned by the president. So the president can pardon someone of a crime. Right to an interpreter. You are in court, they are using English, they should find an interpreter for you. The right to be given a copy of court proceedings. They should give you a copy of the court proceedings. Right to remain silent. This is in court. Okay. Case dismissed. 25 years in prison. Have you seen? Okay. So I have a task for you. Describe 4 rights of a suspect at trial stage. 4 rights of a suspect at trial stage. Thank you very much for joining today's class. A perfect 2 times thank you, but CJ. See you in the next video.